So I'm Stu. I've lived with depression, anxiety for quite a few years. Don't know when it started, don't know why it started really. But looking back, probably been living with it from the early 20s. Got diagnosed about 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago. Got dragged to the first doctors and sat there and told him all about suicidal thoughts, self-harming. He turned around and said, I think you just need to cheer up, which was always nice. So I went back to second doctors and then that's when we got the tablets. So yeah, I didn't want to talk about it, didn't tell anybody, with the stigma that like the biggest killer of men under the age of 45 is suicide. And the same for 15 to 24-year-olds, the biggest cause of death is suicide. So I started writing a blog just for a bit of therapy for myself really. I didn't really want anyone to read it, or weren't fussed about anybody reading it. I just wanted to press enter. Unfortunately, one of my friends took his own life probably about 18 months ago. The family were doing a sponsored walk in London for suicide prevention. So like, being a PT, I'll do warm-ups and stuff for 10Ks, half marathons. He said, I've read your blog, we don't need you to do the warm-up, but I'd love you to do a bit of speaking beforehand to all the participants. So that's where it started really, and then during my blogs I came up with a concept very much the same as like the fire triangle. If you remember at school with the triangle, that for the fire to burn you need oxygen, heat and fuel. I need to live with healthy eating, exercise and sleep, and if I keep a good balance of that, it doesn't cure depression, don't get me wrong, or it doesn't cure the anxiety, but it makes it a lot easier to live with. That was the birth of the mindset triangle. Myself and Henriette started chatting, and she was a photographer and I love me cooking, so we just thought, let's go and make a book.
I met Stu at a networking meeting some time ago, and we had a coffee and a chat. Found out about his story about living with depression for many years. My dad has lived with depression for many years, and from our experiences we were talking about what we wanted to do as a project really, and realised that we both want to make a cookbook. Stu's always liked cooking. I love food and photographing food, so we decided to collaborate and make one together, but with a purpose. So making it something which actually was more helpful to people. So this cookbook is actually for men living with depression.
So here we are, we're making a cookbook aiming towards men. So it's nice and easy recipes. It's none of this 100 grams, 5 grams, 3 grains or whatever. It's literally grab a handful, throw it in the pot, give it a stir, whack it on a plate. So there's about 80 recipes. Then we have pages on sleep, tips for sleep, and then we have exercises. So there's going to be 20 exercises in the book, demonstrated, but then you make your own workout. So you have a look at that and you put whatever exercise you want into the blank worksheets that we've got.
We did some research into books and what books are out there and ready available for people who live with depression, and most of them are happy, clappy, pink, and women who's written them. And we thought no bloke is going to want to pick this book up and use it. So we have targeted the book specifically towards men, but also women can use it as well. But it's more of like a scrapbook, usable book. You can write notes in it. The pictures there's not a flower in sight or any pinkness. It's usable, good, easy food, things that you have in your cupboard, nothing too gourmet or too difficult.
So it's very interactive, loads of space for you to jot things down, like more chilli, less chilli. So you do whatever you want to do really, and for your lunches for work and stuff like that. A lot of prep work, like lunchbox stuff and stuff that you can make in the evening for your breakfast the next day. Just to keep a good balance of the food, because obviously if you miss your breakfast, then your body gets used to not eating, and then you probably miss your lunch, and then you have your one meal. So we're just trying to keep on top. So hopefully you'll be able to stick to the triangle and have a healthier mindset by having a healthier lifestyle.